Hey folks, it's Babbaginator. We're in the Long Dark. We are about to start a new custom run. Why is that not showing up here? That's weird. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully this works. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, it's a little weird. Normally I use the game capture on OBS, but for some reason it's not picking it up, so we're switching over to capturing it as a window instead. So hopefully that works. Anyways, we're going to do a custom run. And what we're going to do is, if you've been around long enough, you know that sometimes well, a while ago, quite some time ago, I guess, I created a random challenge generator for TLD. So, let's see if we can pull that up again to do TLD generator. Let's pop this out as a separate thing. And let's see if we can get this. Okay, so we want that to go up. There it is. Okay. So yeah, random generator here. What we're going to do is survival code only. And these are a whole bunch of survival codes that I produced by running the random challenge generator here, which sets all the values. I have not actually checked to see. I don't believe they've got around to making the changes on these, but we'll find out if the code works. So running this many times, then choosing and then encoding them into a custom run, and then saving out the code. I dump them into an array, and now it just randomly chooses when I say we want to choose an interloper run here. So it's been long enough, I can't remember. I don't recognize any of the codes, so we're going to see if that works, and we are going to confirm that. We're not going to pay attention to what the results are. We don't know. We just don't know. Let's see here. We can turn off this now. Go back to the main screen. Uh-oh. Why is it not? We need to capture it again. Capture 2. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so we confirm that. What do we want here? Lower Great Bear or Far Territory? It's our starting point. Oh. Okay, we'll do it this way. We'll roll a d20. If it is 11 or higher, we will be in the Far Territory. Okay, we are saved. We're still in Great Bear. Lower Great Bear. I'm going to do random. Okay. For Astrid. We're going to keep our 2 main perks, and we're not going to do the trader. You know nothing. What do we call this one? Unknown territory. Lost. Uncertain Doom. There we go. Uncertain Doom is the name of this challenge run. Readjust our screen around here. Okay, so midnight, Pleasant Valley. Weather is decent, and we know nothing. Other than that, we got nothing. Right off the top, we find a dead guy. So there's a lake down there. I wonder if we try our luck and see if we can get to Thompson's Crossing. At least we're not doing matchless, right? Oh, does this get us to... This might take us all the way to a homestead. Maybe. I think it does. Yeah. There's a bridge over there, so...
Starting to feel numb.
Where are we?
Too cold to think.
Okay, let's see how this goes. I think I see wolves. And the big barn over there. Okay, let's not go that direction. No, we're already in trouble. Oh, that was a mistake. Now we can't run.
It's a bit, but I'll make it. That smarts a bit.
Uh-oh.
Ow! I'm gonna need some first aid soon.
So far, the things we don't know is if this is going to be an endless night. But we did make it here. We dodged the wolf. Well, we took some damage, but we dodged the wolf. But it is dark. Yep, too cold. What's this one?
Ow! Ah!
If I could just figure out where the truck was. come in from the side. This is a pain.
It's a bit, but I'll make it.
Just can't seem to find the right path. There's the stove. This is the worst.
That smarts a bit.
There we go. Finally. Ooh, such a pain. Okay, fully recovered. Did not die. So it looks like we have daylight.
I'll die if I don't drink soon.
Where's the rest of it? Okay, time for us to get out of here. What's our best chances here? Maybe our best chance is to go back to Thompson's Crossing. I think there should be a good chance for a Maglins, oh no, Maglins, a set of matches.
I need to find some place to escape this cold. I've never felt so cold in my life.
Of course there's a wolf out there. Oh, it's warm up in the church. Okay, something on our hands. Okay, so we got that all set up again. Let's fix this counter here. Day 0. We found nothing and we killed nothing. Okay.
Wait. I'm so cold, I'm warming up a bit.
Okay. Oh, I was so excited. I thought that was a flare. Hey, Termuse! Oh, we just arrived in Thompson's Crossing. I finished my 50 days of no matches. So matchless is done. So I'm doing another one of my you know nothing Astrid runs, where I have a randomly generated interloper, harder than interloper level difficulty set of the settings. So we just get a code, we enter it in, we don't know anything about it, and we have to figure it out as we go. But yeah, 50 days of matchless. Took me 11 tries, but eventually beat it.
It's a goddamn freezing. I'm starving.
Now we can go back to using matches again. Okay, let's go find our water first. Ooh. So how was your day, Tormuse? Mine was pretty busy. But I was able to take a break at lunch to meet up with a old roommate for, we went out for Japanese food. Oh, you saw the new Superman movie? Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
I'll take it.
You said it was alright? Oh. Like alright as in it's a middling grade for a superhero movie, or alright as in, yeah, you could see it again. Still have no matches.
My fingers feel numb.
Oh, there we go.
This'll come in handy.
Okay, so far we've seen lots of wolves, so I'm thinking we probably have lots of wolves.
I could eat a horse.
I don't know if there's
Same
any
horses.
any animals that aren't spawning in yet. We have to keep our eye out for that. Yeah, I spent most of my day working on a research project. It's my last class for my degree, and it's been a collaborative research project over the summer. So mostly I've been filling out a spreadsheet as I go and read like all these different documents and annotate, basically categorize and annotate things. But then I had mentioned I could do some more quantitative analysis, some textual analysis using some other tools from Python. So that's what I spent part of the day doing too, is working on that. Movie was fine, perfectly serviceable Superman. Wasn't stellar, everyone did well. Action sequences were entertaining. Pacing's fine. Superman never pets his dog. That is disappointing. Ooh. We're feeling festive. So we can do some repairs on that. Socks everywhere. Yeah, yesterday was a holiday for us here in Canada, so didn't do any work. Yeah, I did a little bit of research work, but that's about it. Nothing that I got paid for, right? Okay. Does it turn out that we still haven't picked up a sewing kit, so we can't do any repairs? Yeah. I mean, if you know anything about the about the origin and I don't know, the right wing really doesn't pay attention to the origin stories or like how these comic book heroes get created. But for instance, Superman at heart is about immigration and about the American dream and about like how someone coming from another place makes a new life for themselves and the importance of community, right? Like at heart, that's kind of what it's about. Even though it's got all the superhero trappings, at the end of the day, it's kind of an illegal alien, you know. Not kind of, he is. You know, he's undocumented, or they've had to fabricate documentation for him. He's yeah. So from the start, Superman was an undocumented alien resident. He was really a resident alien, right? Or, technically, he is the one that most fits the category that I eventually received. When I was trying to get a green card, I applied for and I got certified as, but I didn't finish the rest of the paperwork to do it. To get a green card as an alien of extraordinary ability. So, just like Superman, I am an alien of extraordinary ability. Yes, but I cannot run faster than a speeding bullet. Is there anything we can construct here? Yeah, if anything, I feel like that's the missed opportunity. I think I may have mentioned it before, maybe I haven't, but you know, the first movie about aliens from space was originally written, like the screenwriter for the movie says, like, yeah, it's a metaphor about immigration. It's about, you know, an alien whose plane crashes in the desert and needs assistance, you know, and so it goes to the townspeople, and the townspeople initially are all terrified, and then gradually they realize, oh, he's just like a traveler who needs help. um, right? So there's that. That's kind of like all this misunderstanding and fear, and eventually, you know, turns into something else. Ooh. You know, I haven't really. Can you move it? Oh, you can move it. Okay, so there you go. Very cool. You know, I've done no safe house customization things in any of my runs so far, so maybe that should be a goal for us. I suspect this is going to be a run with a lot of blizzards. Oh, which reminds me, we probably should... Oh no! Oh, okay, okay. I was going to say, did I close the window that had the code in it? Because we do need that. Yeah, let's back to this. Oh, that's very cool. Okay, so we are in and out.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Yeah, one of these runs, oh, there's our matches. We are finally able to use matches again. So strange. Potato. Random potato. Nope. That. Take that.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Okay, that is weird. There's our sewing kit. Okay, so we can actually do some repairs now. No, we still have no pan or skillet or pot. Nothing. Okay, let's see. Collecting paintings of pancakes. Okay, let us load up on stuff here.
I could eat anything
Okay.
right now.
We'll see you in a bit. Let's see here. There's our pancake picture. Nope, not hiding anywhere in there. Oh, but it is hiding up here. There we go. few of these are pretty bad, so break them down. Hmm. Hey, welcome back. We figured out where the skeleton was hiding. Yeah, we finished Matchless last night. Or not, was it last night? Saturday night we finished it. I stayed up late and finished it. So we did it. It was epic. We climbed down from the summit and we made it back to Mountaineers and then got down from Mountaineers. Made it back to Pleasant Valley and wrapped up at Preppers. So 50 days came and went. Okay. Let's see, what do we want to dump? Okay. So we are currently at 9, we need more torches.
I think I need to lie down.
Okay, so we got plenty of torches here. What we want to do is we want to do some repairs. Read us a poem. Okay. Do that in a second here. Anything in particular you want to hear?
I just need to close my eyes.
Too dark to repair. Okay, let's start eating cans. No, okay. Just gonna load up here. Okay, let us see. What are we going to read then? Poem-wise. Okay. Yep, we already got our first spam bot of the night. Okay, so let's see what we're going to read. Ritual. Okay. This is a poem that's not in either of my books yet. Not in either of my books, but most likely will show up in my third book whenever I get this thing done. Ritual. Actually, I think we did that one not too long ago. Let me try something else. Crossing the prairies, approaching infinity. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something TLD-ish. Okay, something with TLD imagery. Well, actually, maybe we will do one of those newer poems. Um, hmm. I really need to get some of these things published so I can read them online. Yeah, we'll do Crossing the Prairies. Crossing the prairies. Even the stars were dull and tiny, their immensity lost to us across the great ocean of darkness. To stare up into the night was to feel each towering wave of silence suspended in time, to know we were nothing more than an old car careening across lanes on an empty highway, headlights dim and almost out, trusting that somewhere out there in the nothingness, people slept in farmhouses or were waking at this hour, dressing in the dark, preparing to step out into lives invisible to us, while we blustered forward, half asleep, half awake, and the few highway lights flared and faded into our past. So, yeah, Crossing the Prairies, which kind of became a recurring theme for a while. Um, and so I think one of the reasons why I haven't been writing as much is because I've been feeling like I need to spend more time researching and thinking and planning. Not necessarily planning, but there's a point where you feel like you're risking running out of ideas, or that you're recycling images and lines, and that's what happens. Is like after a while it's like, well, I spent so long in this particular headspace or in this particular landscape that I find that I'm writing versions of poems, and I wanted to get back to like finding something new. And finding something new often means for me to immerse myself in another field of knowledge, another body of text, another way of seeing or understanding the world. And so that takes time to really immerse myself in that, to get my mind wrapped around a different way of thinking. And I think when I was working on this third manuscript, at different points in time, I had different ideas about what that body of knowledge or what part of the world, what I was trying to grapple with. And I kind of migrated around between a few different ideas. I don't think I'll ever leave completely the landscape and the images of the Canadian prairies. I think it is such a big part of my childhood. During a particular window of time, it really was the world, the natural world that I knew and understood, and the the vastness of it and the severity of it during winter, and the beauty of it, or things like, it's the same thing that draws me to the game, right? Is that sort of brutal beauty in the world, right? Where it's like amazing and yet also brutal. So I kind of, I'm drawn to that. Okay, so we're also going to do, as requested, a page out of the Maltese Falcon. And we are currently we're in chapter 2. I think we're on the next page in page 3 in? Page 3. Page 4. Okay, there it is. One of them hailed Spade. "Hello, Sam," and clambered up to the alley, his shadow running up the slope before him. He was a barrel-bellied tall man with shrewd small eyes, a thick mouth, and carelessly shaven dark jowls. His shoes, knees, hands, and chin were daubed with brown loam. "I figured you'd want to see it before we take him away," he said, as he stepped over the broken fence. "Thanks, Tom," Spade said. "What happened?" He put an elbow on the fence post and looked down at the men below, nodding to those who nodded to him. Tom Polos poked his own left breast with a dirty finger. "Got him right through the pump with this." He took a fat revolver from his coat pocket and held it out to Spade. Mud inlaid the depressions in the revolver's surface. "A Webley. English, ain't it?" Spade took his elbow from the fence post and leaned down to look at the weapon, but he did not touch it. "Yes," he said. "Webley Fosbury automatic revolver. That's it. 38, 8-shot. They don't make 'em anymore. How many gone out of it?" "One pill." Tom poked his breast again. "Must have been dead when he cracked the fence." He raised the bloody revolver. "Ever seen this before?" Spade nodded. "I've seen Webley Fosbury's," he said without interest, and then spoke rapidly. "He was shot up here, huh? Standing where you are, with his back to the fence. The man that shot him stands here." He went around in front of Tom and raised a hand breast high with a leveled forefinger. Lets him have it. Miles goes back, taking the top of the fence and going on through and down till the rock catches him. "That it?" "That's it," Tom replied slowly, working his brows together. "The blast burnt his coat." "Who found him?" "A man on the beat, showing. He was coming around bush, and just as he got here, a machine turning through headlights up here, and he saw the top off the fence, and so he came to look at it and found him." "What about the machine that was turning around?" "Not a damn thing about it, Sam. Showing didn't pay any attention to it, not knowing anything was wrong then. He says nobody didn't come out of here while he was coming down from Powell, or he didn't see them. The only other way would be under the billboard on Stockton. Nobody went that way. Logs got the ground soggy, and the only marks are where Miles slid down and where this here gun rolled. Didn't anybody hear a shot? For the love of God, Sam, we only just got here. Somebody must have heard it when we find them." He turned, put a leg over the fence. "Coming down for a look at him before he's moved?" Spade said no. Tom halted astride the fence and looked back at Spade with surprised small eyes. Spade said, "You've seen him. You'd seen everything I could." Tom, still looking at Spade, nodded doubtfully and withdrew his leg over the fence. "His gun was tucked away on his hip," he said. "It hadn't been fired. His overcoat was buttoned. There's $160-some bucks in his clothes. Was he working, Sam?" Spade, after a moment's hesitation, nodded. Tom asked, "Well?" "He was supposed to be tailing a fellow named Floyd Thursby," Spade said, and described Thursby as Miss Wonderly had described him. "What for?" Spade put his hands into his overcoat pockets and blinked sleepy eyes at Tom. Tom repeated impatiently, "What for?" "He was Englishman, maybe. I don't know what his game was exactly. We were trying to find out where he lived." Spade grinned faintly and took a hand from his pocket to pat Tom's shoulder. "Don't crowd me." He put the hand in his pocket again. "I'm going to break the news to Miles's wife." He turned away. Tom, scowling. "Him getting it like that. Miles had his faults, same as the rest of us, but I guess he must have had some good points, too." "I guess so," Spade said, agreed in a tone that was utterly meaningless, and went out of the alley. Okay, so we'll stop there. Maltese Falcon. Hey, welcome in, Jawa. Ooh. The Milton Falcon. It's not the Milton Falcon. It's Maltese Falcon. So we read a little bit of the Maltese Falcon. We read a poem, and We may stick around. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Let's read. Oh, there we go. Thanks. There we are. We're back in the game. We just finished resting. We're in the morning now. It is a blizzard outside. I think what we're going to do. We're going to read our book. See if we can get smarter. Get this out of the way. Okay, any other food things that we want to cure? That's risky. We won't do that one right away. Carrots are lightweight. We'll eat one of our potatoes. There we go. Okay. It's such a different game when you can suddenly use matches again. Can't believe we did 50 days with no matches on the previous challenge. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. It's still a little gusty. Let's go down the river. Oh, I think we have more clothes to fix. Okay, take care, Tormuse. No, it wasn't that we couldn't find any. It was that we made a challenge where we couldn't use matches at all. We had to only use flares, the fire striker, and the magnifying lens. But we could not use matches. We had to leave matches where we found them. It's a really hard challenge. You get so used to being able to... Okay. So it really does change things in terms of your approach. You think a lot about how you could preserve, how long can you keep a fire going? Is it worth it? Are you willing to risk traveling if you have no fire? What happens if you're dependent on your magnifying lens and then you have 3 days or 4 days of blizzards and no sunshine? Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to... Without a match, you have to use flares to start fires. And then once you start a fire, you can pull torches out. And then you can always chain. You can always throw a lit torch on the ground, take an unlit torch, light it off with the lit torch, and then keep going. And as long as the wind doesn't blow it out, it works out fine. Hmm. Let's try not to get food poisoning.
What a way to die. I just want to die.
Well, we got food poisoning. Fastest way to get 10 hours of straight rest with no interruptions. Okay. Yeah. So much for that. Okay, let's see. I just stopped. Where are we going now? Okay, I think we're gonna go to the homestead, to the farmstead, and try our luck there. Get lots of resources, and then from there, we can always make a trip to the plane crash. Is there anything we need to get from up here? I don't think so. I don't think we get a bedroll up there anymore. There's a deer carcass over there, but we don't have a hacksaw, so not really practical.
Sure getting cold.
So yeah, I think I'll probably go for another 15, 20 minutes and then I'll wrap up. Need to get some sleep. Sounds like a lot of wolves.
Oh, so cold. I'll take it.
Okay, so far we've seen plenty of wolves. Have we've seen some deer carcasses? I don't think we've seen any live deer. Don't know if we have live deer or not. It's cold. Guess we can try our luck over here. See if there's anything useful. Where's the moose?
I think I can use this.
Oh no. Too windy. No, we can't build a fire here.
One little
I don't think we're going to get warm enough. Maybe. There we are. There we go. Okay.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
So I think we'll probably wrap up once we get to the main farmhouse. There's the bear over there. We'll leave him alone. We'll go this way. So the bear's over there, we can go check out the car and then we'll go to the farmhouse. I think the car sometimes has the hacksaw. No hacksaw.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Welcome to custom, where we get things we don't need.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
No,
This'll come in handy.
we're doing pretty well on food. We've not been short on food for any minute here. It's just good. Alright, search this one.
Oh, I've never been so hungry in my life.
Ooh,
I think I can use
more
this.
fruits.
is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, we just have the, oh, that's 10 liters of water. That's a lot of water. Okay. There we go. High bar. Do a lantern.
This'll come in handy.
Nope. Bonus matches.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay. Well,
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
we're just going to stockpile more water.
I've never been so hungry in my life. I'm getting tired.
1 hour.
walk with this much gear. God, I'd eat anything right about now.
Okay, let's see what we can repair.
I am too tired to think straight.
Yeah, Astrid, I kind of feel you on this. I'll probably go to bed soon. Okay, let's wrap up here. Okay, we even have well fed. Look at that. Okay, so we're at day 3. Custom run. Yeah, I don't know if I can say much so far. Other than we should probably get ready to wrap up here. So let's see. Let's do another poem before we go. Jeremiah Dreaming. I feel like doing that one. We'll do. I think we'll do. That's something we haven't done for a while. Okay, this is a poem from the first book, Lost Country of Sight, published by Anhinga Press, 2008, winner of the 2007 Philip Levine Prize. This poem is entitled The Art of Memory and is for Simonides of Chios. All memory is a matter of place, the ordered setting of the world and how we walk through it. Our eyes trained to perceive meaning or congruence with lines from old plays, speeches we did not deliver, the names of beetles, the parts of a fish laid open by a blade. Even the guests crushed beneath the tiles of a fallen hall in ancient Greece can be recalled, table by table, their loud voices dimmed to a silence. Do not rely on columns or statues. The constellations will do, each darkened house rimmed with light, and the yawning curve of the earth and sea. Choose natural signs, the dead for the dead, a man holding a quill, a ram with blood-tipped horns, paper folded in squares glowing in fire. Even my father, walking the rooms of the old house before it is sold, fixing in his mind the colors of the walls, the hallways and doors, the last traces of home before we break free. So the poem takes its inspiration from, I was reading at the time a book called The Art of Memory by Frances A. Yates, and she does this deep dive into the history of mnemonic systems, the systems used by different people to memorize and to recall things. and ties this with the history of literature. It's really fascinating, and I learned a lot in reading the book. But I was really struck by, like, she tells kind of the origin story that's claimed for mnemonic systems or memory systems as tracing back to this poet, Simonides, who attended a wedding banquet in ancient Greece. And he received a mysterious message that there was a messenger calling for him at the gate. So he leaves the banquet hall to go out and meet with the messenger. And as soon as he leaves, the entire structure collapses, killing everyone on the inside. And there's all this despair from the families saying, like, how will we ever know whose body is whose? How can we reclaim our kindred dead? How can we get them back? And Simonides turns to them and says, have no fear. I have memorized where everyone, I know where they all are. I have memorized memorized their place by where they sat at the tables. And so he had basically developed independently this system of memory by associating names or information to different locations. And there's like kind of a spatial component to how memory systems work. And so for the ancient Greeks, they often did this. They would they say, like, imagine yourself walking through a space and associating different parts of the speech to different things. Or if you were like looking at an illustration, a painting or a statue, and then associate, like, the path that your eye travels or your mind travels is the path that you would associate different things to along the way, so that you could remember what you had to say next. And so that's kind of the origin of it, is like the way that place is really tied to memory, and place is used as a tool in that way. And then, in the book, she goes on to talk about how constellations are also used like this. So the stars in the constellation being associated with different things, or like a path through the garden where there's different statues along the way have historically been used. And there's even a section of the book where she talks about how they built memory theaters in the Middle Ages. They actually constructed little buildings that would have like little rooms with cabinets or drawers or different things that were numbered or ordered in different ways, so that you could walk into the space and you could use this very ordered space to help you associate and remember things or memorize things. And so that was very distinctive. And then the end of the poem kind of goes to something my father, one year we came back to Penticton, BC, which was his hometown, and he drove us through the town, and we ended up passing by his childhood home. And he said, like, there's a part of him that's curious about what it looks like now on the inside, and part of him that prefers to just remember the space as he knew it, in childhood. And so that made me think about, like, what his last time inside of that home might have been like. Would he walk through, try to fix in his mind all these different aspects of the space, of what is home, right? And the same way that sometimes before, like, I leave someplace, possibly forever, like when I left the U.S., when I left Portland area, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that was that strongly attached to there. So, but I felt like that with Los Angeles. That now I go back and I visit Los Angeles, but I don't live there anymore. And when I left LA and wasn't certain if I'd ever return, there was kind of this urgency to try to fix in my mind certain aspects of the city, to try to preserve them. So I think it's kind of an interesting thing about how we strive so hard to to create these systems for us to remember. And yet they're always flawed. They always, at some point something happens. Like if you associate, all the different points of your speech with a physical location and the things that are there, and then someone does a major renovation and now that place no longer looks like what it did when you memorize things, have you also lost access to some of those things that you memorized by being associated with something specific? Anyways, big rambling thought about memory. The rest of the book, The Lost Country of Sight, there is also a lot of this, thinking about memory, thinking about forgetting, and where it is that the effort we put in to preserve, to retain, to reconstruct, things that we're on the verge of losing. So, okay, so let's go find someone to raid. I should also look up here. Where are we at? We are on day 3. We're officially on day 3. I should add that. Okay. Okay, so we've got Carradine, Deadpool. Anyone else? Don't really recognize any of these other people. So let's do Deadpool this time. Deadpool raided us last time, so let's turn the favor. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We'll be back again Thursday night. See you then.